Eagle Nation. This is a 20-year anniversary of one of the all-time greats, not only in Philadelphia Eagles history, but in NFL history. One of the greatest pass rushers to ever live. One of the greatest pass rushers to step on the football field. One of the greatest human beings to ever meet, to ever get to know, to ever be around. And that is the late, great Minister of Defense, Reggie White. Now, to those, to the new fans of the Philadelphia Eagles, I want to share this story though. Now, I was only a baby when Reggie White was playing with the Philadelphia Eagles during one of his last years. I was one of the newborn babies during the 1991-1992 season. But in 1993, when the Philadelphia Eagles owners didn't do or try everything in their power to keep him with this organization, to make us stay with the team, a part of the Philadelphia Eagles left with him. That changed everything. Because once you lose somebody like Reggie White, you will never find a replacement. You will never find a player like this ever again on that front four, on that defense. He's one of the greatest players in franchise history, NFL history. Just like I said, Reggie White was a gift from God. He had God-given talent. He was strong. He was powerful. He was humble. He was a God-fearing man. And let me tell you something, man. Now, while I was starting to get into the Philadelphia Eagles. I was starting watching the highlights. I was starting to look back at the highlights. And Reggie White was one of them that I've seen. And the more I watched some of his clips, some of his highlights, I started to understand why the Philadelphia Eagles, the old school fans, felt about him. I understood. You know how I felt about Brian Dawkins? That's how the old school fans felt about Reggie White. The same way they felt about Chuck Bednarik. But Reggie White, you could never find any player or anybody to replace him. He was a monster amongst men. He had one of the baddest people on that defense, such as himself, Clyde Simmons, Mike Golick, Jerome Brown, Seth Joyner, Byron Evans, Wes Hopkins, Andre Waters, Eric Allen, and so many more. And you had Buddy Ryans, the Bud Carsons. And Bud Carson, he made sure he got this defense ready. Now, before Buddy Ryan was the head coach, you had Marion Campbell. Marion Campbell was the one to draft Reggie White. He was the one that brought Randall Cunningham, Keith Byers, Wes Hopkins, Andre Waters. But Reggie White, some people don't know that. It was Marion Campbell. Rest in peace to him. One of the greatest defensive coordinators in franchise history of the Philadelphia Eagles. Because he'd been there. He was a pass rusher himself. There were a couple years with playing with the Philadelphia Eagles, especially that 1960 season. Helped them win the World Championship. And to come back as a defensive coordinator to coach other bad players on that D line. But I don't want to get off topic though. This is more so a Reggie White though. But y'all need to thank Marion Campbell for drafting Reggie White. Because the Philadelphia Eagles will not be where it is today. Reggie White is the reason what the Philadelphia Eagles defense is what it's supposed to be. He showed you how dominant that defense was during the 80s and the early 90s. But when he left and played with the Green Bay Packers, we was not mad at him. We was mad at the owners that didn't try to do everything they can to keep him around. But things like this happens for a reason. Maybe we didn't deserve him. We probably didn't deserve him. But he decided to play along with the Green Bay Packers, and he won the Super Bowl with them. We was happy for Reggie, but at the same time, it was a punch to the stomach. It was a dagger to the heart. It was a hit below the belt to see him win a Lombardi trophy with another team. That hurt the city, that hurt the team so much. It hurt us so much that we never got that passion. We never had that fire. We never had that desire. We never got it back until they had Brian Dawkins to be one of the next ones up. One of the upcoming stars. But Reggie, on the day Jerome Brown died, the year that he died, the part of him left with him. Because him and Jerome Brown, they were close. They were really close like this. They understood each other. They had that bond. They had that chemistry. They were close like brother. No, they were brothers to the fullest. Inside of football and outside of football. Reggie was the bigger brother. He was more like the keeper and the protector. But Jerome Brown, he was like a down for whatever type of brother. And he was the keeper as well. But nobody understood each other like Jerome and Reggie. Because they were dominant. You was going to have to double team one of them. Or you was going to have to triple team Reggie. Because nobody was safe. No offensive line was safe when you had Reggie and Jerome and Clyde Simmons as the front four. You was going to have to double team one of them. No offensive line was safe. That's how you know how dominant they were. Now, say if Randall Cunningham had the offensive line that the Philadelphia Eagles have now, today, who knows what would have happened? They probably would have got a world championship. Who knows how many they would have won? But that's not the case. That's not the case. But the point I'm trying to make, that Reggie White was a God-given talent. He was a monster amongst men. He was a God-fearing man. He had strength, he had the speed, he had the charisma. He was the voice of the people, of the community. Reggie White was a once-in-a-lifetime human being. that the Philadelphia Eagles was ever going to get, because you never find somebody like this ever again. No matter how many times you break his Tennessee sack record, somebody like Derek Barnett or so many more, nobody is going to replace or become another Reggie White. It's only one. It's only one. And I want to say on behalf of the Philadelphia Eagles, I want to say rest in paradise, rest in power, rest in peace to Reggie White. Thank you for what you have done for this organization, what you have done for this team, what you have, how much you have meant for the city, how important you were. Thank you so much. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. As I'm wearing this jersey right now, this is one of my birthday gifts. And I wanted to get this as a birthday gift because I want to pay honor and I pay homage and do a tribute and pay my condolences and respect to his family, to his wife, his children, to his former teammates, even with the Green Bay Packers as well. But the Philadelphia Eagles, we sincerely thank you for what you have done. You gave your all with your blood, sweat, tears, and sacrifice. It's never going to be another like you. You are at peace. You're in a better place. You will never be forgotten. Your legacy will continue to live on through the next generation, throughout years to come. Hopefully we find another great pass rusher. It ain't gonna be you. We know that. But he could be one of the next all-time greats. In the future, we're gonna have Brandon Graham have a retired we're gonna have a retired jersey next to you. Once again, rest in peace, rest in paradise, rest in power to one of the all-time greats, the late great, known as the Minister of Defense, Reggie White. Thank you. 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 Thank you, Reggie. I hope your spirits rise into one of these players. And I hope you speak to one of them to make them become elite, become humble, become great. Put some motivation, bring your spirit to rise into one of these players of one of our front four of our defense, to remind them who they are, to remind them of what they become, to guide them on the journey and the mission throughout many years to come, and for the next generation, and the next, and the next, and the next. I want to show y'all this jersey again. I'm bringing close up. Here we go. Got that? Number 92. One of the retired numbers. Right here. It's an honor and a privilege. And I was only a baby on one of his last years playing with the Philadelphia Eagles. During that 91 season and the 92. Right here. I'm gonna show this close up too. See it, right? Right here. Pay my respect. Pay homage. My. Ain't too much else to say. That's all I wanna say is about like Reggie White, for how much he meant to the city, how important he was. To wish if one of the owners like did everything in their power, like everything they can to keep him around with the team, but it wasn't meant to be. I guess it was beyond that. So things like this happens for a reason, just like I said earlier. But I just want to like pay my homage, like make a video about how much he meant to the city, and I want to thank him on behalf of the Philadelphia Eagles fan base. Thank you. Your spirit and your legacy will continue to live on and have a special place through our hearts, through our mind, souls, and body. And I hope you guide the next generation to help them become elite, help them become dominant, help them become humble, help them become great. Thank you, Reggie. Y'all comment below in the comment section, sending prayers and condolences out to Reggie White and his family. And give me a comment below, what was your favorite moments, what was your favorite memories about Reggie White? How old you were, where were you, which games you was at when you seen Reggie White? What was your favorite plays by him? Let me know in the comment section your favorite plays, your favorite moments, or what was the time that you met him? What year? What place? Where you was at? Where you seen or met Reggie White? Comment below. And as always, fly Eagles fly.